Finally, today, we play our first Champions League game of non-league to legend. We're in the home stretch now, boys and girls. We just got to win this tournament and the save is over. That will almost certainly happen this season, I imagine. Hello and welcome to Club 5, part 19 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first game in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. And then hopefully a slightly easier game against Braunschweig in the Bundesliga. Since you were last with me, we only played one game, but we lost that as well. So after such a lovely start to the season with the 6-1 win against Hanover that I got very excited about, we've now lost our next two games. They were both away from home, but they're against teams that really we should have at least been picking up draws. I'm going to pretend that's not happening and hope that we turn the form around in the Champions League, thump Atletico and finish top of our group, using that as a platform to go and get another job somewhere else, which there are none at the moment. Excellent stuff. So this is the team that is going out there to play in the Champions League. I'm so excited. We've got Mayer in goal, a back four, Friedel, Schuster, Emmanuel and Butgerite, Janicic and Murray in midfield, Okafor, Matthews and Chapman all behind Liam Thorne. Let's remember how good Liam Thorne was in Europe last time. In fact, both for Hamburg when he first arrived, that was where his initial Hamburg form was. But when we were with Fulham as well, going back, 3 seasons now? Liam Thorne was excellent in that Europa League run. That's where he got his break into the first team at Fulham. Right. Are we genuinely favourites for this game? I haven't looked at how good Atletico Madrid are in this version of the future, but there's not really a just do what you can, lads. You'll be all right. So I guess we'll passionately say, in fact, no. Let's calmly say I'm expecting a win. That seems like a terrible team talk. But Paris Saint-Germain have already won their game. Was that an early kickoff? Is that the weird thing where there's early kickoffs sometimes in the Champions League? Someone's tried to tell me about this before. I haven't watched a Champions League game for about 10 years, so I don't know when they kick off. Okafor, that was a bit special from Okafor. He just drifted through the defence as if they weren't there. Shame the shot was saved, but we have a corner. It's Matthews. It's bobbling free in the area, and I tell you what, We've looked dangerous in these first couple of minutes. I feel a goal coming. Matthews with another corner. It's Okafor and it's just over. Noah Okafor is up for the Champions League. That is for sure. I hope that wasn't our only moments of excitement. We had a good first 5 minutes, panicked Atletico a little bit, and now they're doing the same to us. Testing Mayer. And it's been a fairly even first 15 minutes, I guess, on that basis. At least Atletico don't have a good goalkeeper, so we'll be fine. I thought that had gone in. It's just into the side netting, I think. I mean, I would be happy with a draw in this game. It isn't going to help us get out of our group, but a draw at home against Atletico, that's got to be a good result. But if we've got any chance at all of qualifying from this group, we've got to win all 3 home games. And then I guess win at least 2, beat Shakhtar twice, maybe. I don't know. Could we beat Shakhtar twice and draw everything else? It's all complicated. Either way, we can't be dropping points at home in the Champions League if we're serious about being we're not really serious about having a good season in the Champions League. It's our first time here, and we've proven in the Bundesliga we're not very good. But unlucky. Yeah, let's give them an unlucky boys. Unlucky boys. Let's see if we can be a little luckier in the second half. I mean, a clean sheet against Atletico would be lovely. I guess I could live with that. I've changed. I'm happy with clean sheets now. What have I become? Butgerite, forward to Chapman. Chapman plays it over the top of Thorne. It's the first we've really seen of Liam Thorne today. Chasing. Oh, it's hit him right in the face and he didn't fall over. That man is made of steel. He's belted that into Liam Thorne's face and it just bounced off him like he's a brick wall and it's fallen very nicely for Okafor, who puts it into the back of the net. But full credit to Liam Thorne's face. That was ridiculous. And it's a lovely finish from Okafor. And just after half-time, it's Hamburg 1, Atletico Madrid 0, and Okafor's running off, giving it the ears. He's obviously been getting a little bit of stick in the first half. Liam Thorne's face, my word, I don't understand how he doesn't, at least, he didn't even flinch. The man's ridiculous. Chapman now, racing through, carving open the Atletico defence. Okafor's in again. Okafor, this might be his last season at Hamburg, if this is how he's going to play in the Champions League, because he looks like the best player on the pitch, on either team. Matthews, over to, I don't even know who that was to. Who have we got? It begins with a... was that Schuster all the way up there? Because it shouldn't have been. That's not the right place for him to be standing. Thorne now can't win a header. Presumably he doesn't want a football anywhere near his head ever again after the way he was violated for that goal. But we're pressing nicely. Oh. Problem is they have got players who are capable of just hitting it from there and sticking it in the back of the net, and that's what we've got to be aware of. We've got to work hard for any goals we might get. They've got people capable of moments of brilliance, although I suppose we've got Janicic, who we know can have a moment of brilliance as well and just stick it in the back of the net from miles out. Chapman now, who's worked very hard in that midfield today, but gives the ball away there, but we do collect it back. It's with Schuster at the back, plays it forward to Murray to Janicic, to Matthews, Okafor. They're moving the ball around so quickly I can't keep up. Thorne is in and forces a save out of Oblak. And now we have a corner. And it's Matthews to take. Go on, 2-0 now would be lovely. Okafor's there again. Schuster, for some reason, hovering around on the edge of the area. I might have to have another look at my set-piece instructions, which, to be fair, I don't think I've touched since we moved to the Gegenpress at the start of last season. So there's every chance it is a little bit messed up now. Chapman now, carving through the Atletico defence again, finds Liam Thorne, finds Janicic, who forces another save. We have looked good in spells in this game. This isn't how we've been playing in the Bundesliga. I am a little bit worried that we're still only 1-0 up, though, because of the potential for Atletico to just... What happened there? I don't understand why or what went on. I think it's substitute o'clock. Tashreeq Matthews, bless his cotton socks. We're playing at a level above him. If we just have a look at his... I mean, for a start, he's an attacking midfielder wearing number 3, but he was a bit part player at Stuttgart and Dortmund before arriving with us. To be fair, he was a bit part player with us. He is not, has never been, and never will be a Champions League player. But we don't have Vital available at the moment. Is Kapashak going to be a better option there? I mean, he can't be any worse. And Janicic, on a yellow card, not playing particularly well. Another example of a player he's not a Champions League player, but Hussein Perbay coming on in midfield. I do feel like we've significantly weakened our team there, but I love a substitution. Mayer makes the save, and it's been such an even game. Look at those stats. We're pretty much even on every stat, which is very unusual for us. And if we manage to edge a result when we've been even for every stat, I'm going to be a happy camper. Liam Thorne, we're going to rest his face, bring Cannoni on for the last 10 minutes, who, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Cannoni will run around a lot. He might not be particularly effective in front of goal, but he will put the defence under pressure with just constant running. And with 10 minutes to go when they're tiring, that can't be a bad thing. Ball goes all the way back to Mayer. Just take your time with it. Oh my God. Gives it to Schuster. What was Mayer thinking there? 92 minutes on the clock and he's trying to be fancy. Okafor across to Chapman. Chapman deserves a goal today. He's played so well. Forces a corner though. And I think that's that. I don't think we're going to see any more action. I think we've just beaten Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, which the ridiculousness of life at Hamburg goes on. Okafor to Kapashak. If he'd have scored there, I'd have had to have started pinching myself to see if this was real, because I'm fairly sure that doesn't happen in reality. But we have beaten Atletico Madrid. That, whatever way you look at it, was an exceptionally good result. It would be nice to follow it up with a good result in the Bundesliga to get us back in that top half mix to end the episode, but that's insane. This is what's going to cost us this season, I think, because I've tried my best to rotate the team in light of the fact we've just played in the Champions League and now we've got a league game a couple of days later. And all I can really do is bring Rocky and Cannoni in for Chaton and Thorne. They're looking at the bench. I guess I could play Berg, but he's not match fit, or Mariani. But these two look fine. Fitness isn't an issue with either of them, so there doesn't seem a reason to do that at the moment. Rodriguez isn't fit enough to come into the midfield for either Mori or Janicic. There's no one who's back up for Okafor, apart from maybe Cannoni. But Liam Thorne needs to rest his face. So we'll make those two changes, and we'll see how Cannoni and Rocky get on. They're two players who really do need to make a bit of a step up this season. They came in last summer as part of my bargain hunting exercise, and neither of them have been any good so far. So perhaps today's the day where they show that they can hold down the fort in the Bundesliga while we take the big boys into the Champions League. It would be helpful to have to be able to develop a couple more players who I can trust to play regularly. Rocky and Cannoni would be very helpful in that situation. And remember, when we signed Rocky particularly, he came in for roughly the same price as Okafor at the same sort of time. I didn't know which one of them was going to be better than the other. I just wanted two new wingers, and they were the two I could afford. We've already gone 1-0 down. You can't blame not playing. Okay, it was from a set piece. You could potentially blame not having Liam Thorne on the pitch, or 6'5" of him, but you can't blame this on those changes. And I don't understand. I think our heads have been turned. We're only interested in the big games now, because this is 3 Bundesliga games in a row against opposition we should be capable of beating comfortably, and we've not turned up. Yet we play against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. We grind out a win. So we've got it in us. We've got the ability. But I think motivation is a problem. We feel like we've achieved everything we can achieve in the Bundesliga. I don't know. We could genuinely we could win the Bundesliga if we played like we're capable of playing. But it just seems like we don't fancy it when we're playing domestically. Right, Friedel. Cross comes in towards Cannoni, who doesn't get anywhere near it. It falls to Mori, and Yuki Mori has just scored an absolute screamer. He's not even playing at centre-back today either. The goal-of-game centre-back is now started scoring from midfield. He is getting better and better and better as time goes on. I can't believe one of my first things that I did when I first arrived at Hamburg was to try and replace him, because he has just become an absolute star of this team. I've tried to replace him twice. I've changed the system to get him out of it. I replaced him with Vandenberg, and then when I couldn't bring him back, one of the main reasons of changing the system around is I didn't want to have to play Mori as the holding midfielder, because I didn't think he was good enough. He's transformed himself into a central midfielder and has kept Rodriguez out of the team ever since. Rodriguez was supposed to come in and be he's another one who was supposed to come in and be a star for us, like Rocky, like Cannoni. I think our transfers were a bit pants last summer, apart from Okafor. Right, shall we be aggressive? I'm not happy. We should be beating this team. Braunschweig. They're down in the relegation zone. Their only point so far this season is the potential point they're earning against us today. And we've just beaten Atletico Madrid. Mori now. Free kick from very deep. Schuster can't get onto it. Liam Thorne is readying his face to come on and try and grab a goal for us. Butgerite doesn't know what direction he's supposed to be running. And Schuster, he turned into Schuster. The two of them just morphed into each other there. Okafor in behind, tries to find Cannoni, who can't apply the finish. Matthews from range, and that is a lovely goal from Tashreeq Matthews. After talking earlier in the episode about how he was never going to be a Champions League quality player, I stand by that. But against teams like this, he can do stuff like this, and that's absolutely fine. We'll have Vital as our Champions League player. Matthews can be our lower half Bundesliga player. It's fine. It's a squad game. We're now 2-1 up, and Liam Thorne can sit down and have a little rest for a little longer. Friedel now across to Janicic. Janicic to Mori. Friedel's still out wide, and he finds him. Friedel trying to get into a crossing position. Cross is blocked, and Mori on a yellow card is having to do some chasing back, and it's a little bit of a worry because I could do without a red card. Janicic, as captain, comes over and protects Mori by doing the slide tackle himself. Ball over the top. Emmanuel's got it covered. Worryingly, the highlight's still going on. Either we're going to score or we're going to do something dumb. Butgerite does something dumb, and I think there's a goal coming here because it's been one of these very long, very pointless highlights that we only see when they end with a goal, but it ends up going over. It was just a tease. All along, it was just a tease. I'm looking at the ratings of the players, and the poorest players on the pitch are the two we brought in, Rocky and Cannoni, as you'd expect, I suppose. But I don't know at what point, if we're trying to rest Thorn and Chaton, at what point do we just bring them on and say, you've had enough of a rest? Buckwright tries to play it over the top to Rocky. It actually ends up with Cannoni. Okafor's in space. The pass was a little long for him, but he still manages to hit the post. It falls to Buckwright again. And we've won the corner, which no one seems to be coming across to... Oh, there we go. Friedel's going to come across to take it. Friedel with the corner. Cannoni, because the set-piece instructions are set up around Thorn, obviously Cannoni is the man we're aiming for. Cannoni is not 6'5". That's why the corners are less effective without Thorn on there. And as if to prove me wrong, Lorenzo Cannoni scores from a corner, which Thorn rarely does. So that told me, I guess. Who else shall I criticise? I mean, it's a lovely header, actually, from Cannoni. First league... So I think that's his first league goal of the season. I think his other 2 goals were in that 6-0 cup game that we played as part of the transfer special episode earlier in the week. Right, we're going to take off Rocky and bring on Chaton. And I think we're going to take off Okafor and... Why not? Bring on Liam Thorne on the left wing. We've done this a few times before. Certainly when he was learning to play for us and wasn't scoring particularly freely. He played a few games out on the left wing. And the end of season thing, again from the transfer special, that suggested he was a left winger. So perhaps that's his real position. Friedel is tired. We've not got anyone to bring on for him. So we're going to take off Schuster and bring Mariani on. Just really about rotating. We've got a 2-goal cushion with 10 minutes to go. We should be fairly comfortable. Mönchengladbach are having a nice little start to the season, aren't they? We're not going to win the league this year. We're already further behind than we were at any point last year. I don't know if that's true. I wasn't looking at the top of the table until about February. Buckwright heads forward to Cannoni, down to Chaton. Chaton is going in the wrong direction, but finds Buckwright, who finds Matthews, and it's back with Chaton again. Tries to get the cross in, but it falls to Buckwright. Janicic, Matthews, we're moving the ball around so quickly again. I love it when we play like this. I've been moaning about home in the home series. If you watch both, Thorne's just scored a beauty of a header. And I think my biggest moan about home is that we don't do that. We're winning games in that series, but we don't move the ball around really quickly and effectively. And I know we're playing a completely different system with Hamburg. I just really like the way the gegenpress looks while it's playing. Perhaps I need a tactical change in that series as well. Liam Thorne, goal from the left wing. Excellent stuff. This is more like it. This is how we should have been playing in those 2 games that we lost. We should be just comfortably taking care of teams like this. And hopefully the Atletico game will give us the confidence to go on and do this a bit more often. Because we're clearly, on our day, we're any good. I like being any good, and I just like this quick moving the ball around, looking for an opening. We didn't have one, but we'll just lump the ball forward anyway. Might lead to a goal, who knows. Let Cannoni run around a bit. We all know he's good at it. And it comes to Buckwright again, who's been involved in everything today. And it finishes 4-1. And I think it has to be said, that episode is job well done. We've won both games, one of them comfortably, one of them completely unexpectedly. And we've started to turn the start to the season around a little bit. Huzzah. Right, when are we going to be back? I want to show you a Paris Saint-Germain game as well. It's just a case of which one. Do we want the home one or the away one? How many league games have we got between now and then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see how league form is going. And I'll do a bit of a coin toss to decide which Paris Saint-Germain. In fact, we might do that one with... I don't want to show you too many games too soon. Perhaps that one with Leipzig, and then we'll do that, maybe Bayern and Atletico. We'll figure it out. I can probably do that while you're not watching. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.